According to the European Statistical Office, in 8 months, Armenia purchased more washing machines from the EU than in the previous 2 years. Kazakhstan is not far behind. In August, it imported European refrigerators for nearly $21.5 million, and this is 3 times more than in August last year. According to experts, Russia's neighbors are not just increasing imports of goods from the European Union.
Due to the fact that imports to the Russian Federation have completely closed and the Russian market consumes, and if you look closely, today in supermarkets, in stores selling household appliances, there is no shortage, there are no empty shelves. It is simply quite possible that the flows of sanctioned goods went through neighboring countries, through Kazakhstan, Armenia, Georgia.
No less strange was the statistics of purchase of other electrical appliances. For example, with a marked decline in the birth rate in Armenia and Kazakhstan, both countries have increased imports of electric breast pumps. Thus, the demand for them in Kazakhstan has grown more than 6 times, Bloomberg writes.
The situation is very close for smartphones. For example, Huawei. The Chinese left the Russian market completely and transferred all their companies to Kazakhstan. At the same time, they have not completely left the Russian market. They have created a distributor in Kazakhstan that will supply their products to the Russian market through Kazakhstan.
Due to the sanctions imposed earlier by the European Union and the United States, almost all sectors of the economy of the aggressor country were affected. The Kremlin is looking for loopholes to bypass the restrictions. Russia itself does not publish trade statistics, but the neighbors were less secretive. According to the Ministry of Trade and Integration of Kazakhstan, the federation purchased washing machines worth $7.5 million from their country, while in the previous 2 years this figure was close to zero.
They do not provide this service for free to Russia. Of course, they have their own certain percentage. Secondly, this is a political moment, because these countries, thanks to such actions, maintain good relations with Russia. They are well aware that Russia needs these goods.
Economists believe that the main goal of the Grey Scheme to bypass sanctions is to meet the needs of Russians.
First of all, this is used to ensure that the domestic market of Russia has these goods, and that internal pressure of society on the Russian authorities is not creating, for the purpose of refusing to conduct a special operation.
At the same time, the Grey Scheme of importing European goods to Russia through third countries, according to Ukrainian and European officials, can also be used for military purposes. Earlier, the head of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, said that the Russian military is using chips from household appliances in military equipment.
For understanding, in Russia now there is no clear difference between the civilian and military use of various kinds of components, chips. Any foreign technology imported into the Russian Federation could end up being used for military purposes, because sanctions have cut off Russians from access to Western technology. So they are looking for chips to later use them for military purposes where they can. That is why it is necessary to make these processes impossible for them. Andriy Yermak, head of the Office of the President of Ukraine, on Telegram.
In turn, the representative of the European Commission, Miriam Garcia Ferrer, said that the European Union is monitoring trade flows to determine where and how Russia can bypass sanctions. The EU is also considering expanding trade restrictions on items that Russia can use for its weapons. Reported by Serhiy Kulyas, Yulia Hranovska, UATV News.